to our CalTeach Minors webinar. Today, our two student assistants, Amelia Wood and Erica Salazar Vidana, will be covering a little bit about the CalTeach program, what it is, what services we offer, also going a little bit into our two minors. And then towards the end, I will be answering questions. My name is Jessica. I'm the Student Services Advisor. But with this, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Amelia and Erica.
Okay, so hi everyone, what is CalTeach? So it's a UC-wide program that helps students interested in a career in teaching. And we offer two minors, internships, CBEST and CSEP preparation, advising, and scholarships. So NSED is our first minor, and that one's open to all majors. And we do have a partnership with Fresno Pacific and UC Merced Extension. And with these partnerships, you can get your credential in less time, and you don't have to get it while you're here, which would be NSEC, but you can get your credential in a shorter time, which means that you do save money. And our second minor is NSCC, which is open to STEM majors. And we do have a partnership with UC Berkeley. So you would get your credential in your 4 years or 5, whatever you need. And that is through UC Berkeley. And the purpose of CalTeach is to bring more science and math teachers to the Central Valley. And students do take seminar courses and fieldwork with local schools, and we are located in SC 1270.
All right, so I'm going to talk about our NFCD Minor. This stands for Natural Science Education. So this is our Natural Science Education Minor, and this meets most of the course requirements for any California teaching credential program. You would take the minor, take our courses, and then go into a credential program after you graduate. So these are 24 units and then 60 fieldwork units. So you actually get 60 hours in local classrooms, whether that's elementary, middle school, or high school. This is open to all majors at UC Merced, and we have a partnership with UC Extension to get your credential after graduation. And we also have a partnership with Fresno Pacific University and their credential program after your graduation as well. Fresno Pacific also offers an opportunity to get your master's in teaching, and they offer guaranteed admission to our NSED students.
Okay, so the required courses for NSED, so this would be for both minors, so NSED 23-24 and 33-34. So that's the elementary school, you can choose between those. And then lower division, you can choose middle school or high school. So 43-44, 53-54, or 63-64, 73-74. And then you also have to take Psych 130, which is developmental psychology, NSED 100 and 120. Those are just two education classes that can help you get your credential. And they do count, if you do have the minor, they count for any credential program. And also writing 115, which is topics in science writing or any other operative writing that you have taken. And history 16 or poly 1, which is just the US Constitution class.
So these seem like a lot of courses, but history 16, poly 1, or psych 130 needs psych 1 as a requirement before you take 130. Those are all awesome courses to do over summer, whether it's through UC Merced or your local community college. So now we have our NSEC Minor. This stands for Natural Science Education with Teaching Credential. So this is a single subject teaching credential in either science or mathematics from UC Berkeley while you finish your degree here at UC Merced. So this means that you will do your bachelor's degree and your teaching credential in those 4.5 years here. You will take NSED courses here at UC Merced and then do a semester over at UC Berkeley to take your credential courses. This is only open to STEM majors, and it involves 26 UC Merced units and then 10 UC Berkeley units. This is more rigorous than NSED, but definitely it can be done.
Okay, so the required courses for NSCC, again, we have the lower division elementary, which is the first class you take. And then again, you choose from middle school or high school. So the same classes on NSED, Psych 130, NSED 100, 120, 115, history 16 or poly 1. NSED 184 is the supervised apprentice training. So that's when you come back and you teach. And the classes you would take at UC Berkeley are education 130, history 138T, 180T or 187T, UGIS 188 or 189, and UGIS 303. So those are classes that you do take at UC Berkeley, and you have space to take any other class that you can take from your minor, your major, or any class that you want to take. UC Berkeley tends to have like funner classes, so if you do prefer to take a funner class, and that's what we recommend, just because you're gonna have a full load, so it's kind of better to take a class that we don't offer at UC Merced.
So how can you add the minor? So first, we would suggest meeting with your major advisor and also meet with Jessica from CalTeach to go over your major and your minor and see if it can work in those 4.5 years. Then we usually have you fill out the minor ad form, and currently, since we all are remote, this is available on the Office of the Registrar's website. Then you log on to My Degree Path and you create your graduation plan with your minor courses in there. You would email that to Jessica, her email is right there. And then you would submit the minor ad form electronically, and then she can sign that and it will be added there for you. Then you would start completing your coursework, just like the courses Erica went through. Then you would take your CBEST and CSET exams. These are two different exams that you take. You take the CBEST first and then the CSET. We have a whole nother video on these, and then we can answer more questions. And then you would either prepare to go to UC Berkeley if you're in the NSEC Minor, or you would prepare to apply to Fresno Pacific, UC Merced Extension, or another credential program if you are in NSED.
Okay, so thank you so much for watching. You can contact us if you have any questions. So you can email to set up a Zoom appointment. So you can email the general Gmail for CalTeach or Jessica, and that's our student services advisor, and her email is right there. And we do have Zoom office hours weekly, so you can always tune in if you have any questions. And you can follow us on social media. So we have our Instagram and Facebook on there. And yeah, just check our website for upcoming Zoom workshops.
All right, now we will hand it over to Jessica and go through a few different questions. So I'll read the first one. I am a biology student, but I don't want to go to UC Berkeley for a semester. Can I just add the NSED minor?
Yes, so the NSEC minor, as Amelia and Erica said, is open to only STEM majors. The NSED minor, if you don't want to go into UC Berkeley, if you don't want to spend that semester at UC Berkeley, if you don't think you can fit it into your schedule, then you can always add in the NSED minor. This is also a really good option for any students who maybe are thinking of med school, and just want to have some of that interaction with students. Maybe they want to become pediatricians and they want to showcase that this is a good option for them as well.
I'm just typing that right there.
Okay, so just while she writes that, the second question, I am a 4th-year student and I just found out about the CalTeach program. Can I still take a CalTeach class, and which one should I take?
Yes, I get this question a ton. Yes, so if you are a 4th-year student, if you're a 3rd-year student, if you have time at UC Merced and you want to go into education, I 100% recommend for you to take a CalTeach class. The classes that I usually recommend are my lower division classes. The ones that Erica covered, they are made up of a seminar where you meet once a week, and then they have a fieldwork component where you're placed with a mentor teacher, and you are replaced with the mentor teacher and partnered up, and then you go out into a local school and complete some hours there. So that gives you really good hands-on experience. This was pre-COVID, so right now our classes are being moved around a little bit, but I still recommend for students to take that class, the elementary one, also because it's only 2 units. And if you are already taking 4 classes that are 4 units for your major, it's pretty simple to squeeze this one in. The other class that I recommend, if you are wanting to go into education, you know you're going to get your credential, but you can't complete the minor, it's going to be NSED 100 or 120. Those classes really go into classroom management, and a lot of programs could potentially substitute it for something to count for their credential program. It's not guaranteed, but those are good classes to also add in. In general, I would recommend for students to squeeze in as much of the minor as possible. Especially if you want to go into a credential program and you're considering FPU or UC Merced Extension, whatever classes you complete, even if you don't complete the entire minor, those will be substituted for what you would have to take in Fresno Pacific or UC Merced Extension credential programs.
All right, so I'm just gonna leave these on here for just a few seconds and then we will go to more questions. 1:30. So the next question we get asked a lot is, I only have classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I want to be a substitute teacher in Merced during the days I don't have class. How can I start this process?
Yes, so in Merced, if you have completed 90 units of college coursework and you've passed your CBEST, you can substitute teach in the area. And this is a really good way to, again, get some hands-on experience with working with kids. It's a good way to earn some extra money if you have maybe like a full day that you don't have class, or even a half day. They're always looking for substitute teachers to cover classrooms. So I talked a little bit about the CBEST, and I think Amelia brought it up during the presentation as well. But the CBEST is the California Basic Education Skill Test. So it's going to kind of test whether you know the basics, math, reading, and writing. And you can take this test whenever. You can take it as a first year, as a senior. I recommend to take it as soon as you've had enough time to review a textbook and take a practice exam. If you feel like you're going to pass it, I recommend just taking it. Once you take it, it's good for life. And again, once you pass it and you have your 90 units of college coursework, then you can substitute teach. And our office has books that you can check out if you are studying for your CBEST. Students who are in one of our 2 minors, they also get reimbursed for 1 try of the CBEST.
Okay, so just while she writes that, NSED 150 and 130 are not required CalTeach classes for the minor. Should I still take them?
Yes, students should definitely, if they have room, take NSED 150 and 130. They're not in our minor as of now. This could change in the future, but even if you have the minor and they're not required, I recommend taking them, just because, again, if you're going into FPU or UC Merced Extension, these are classes that you can take as an undergrad that you won't have to necessarily retake and pay for once you go into one of those programs.
I'm just finishing. All right, I'll leave these up for a couple seconds again, and then we have a few more questions. All right, what is fieldwork for the lower division courses going to look like in the fall due to COVID-19?
Yes, so this is a question that I don't have super specific answers to yet. In the spring, when school started shutting down and we were no longer allowed to have our students out in local schools, what we did is we moved towards a remote learning, and we had our students basically do classroom observations via videos that were already submitted and were online. It's not the same, but this is what we had to do because, again, schools were closed. As of now, we don't know whether Merced schools are going to open up, but even if they did open up, there's a good chance that they will not be allowing our visitors, so our students can go in to do their observations and their fieldwork hours. So we're working towards doing remote. Again, our seminars will be taught online. And then our fieldwork, we're finalizing which videos and which different resources we're going to pull from so that our students can still complete those observations and those fieldwork hours.
Okay, so what are the CBEST or CSET? Do I have to take both, and which one should I take first?
Yeah, so I already touched a little bit about the CBEST, basic skill test. I forgot to mention this is also a requirement for all credential programs in California. So you're going to have to take it if you want to be a substitute teacher, but also if you want to go into teaching and get your credential. Again, whenever you feel like you're ready to take it, I recommend just taking it as soon as possible. The CSET is a little bit different. It's a little bit more specific to what subject and grade level you want to teach. So there's a tons of CSETs. The most common ones that our students will take is either a single subject, math or science, or multiple subject CSET. So for CSETs, if you think you want to get a multiple subject credential, meaning you want to teach K through fifth grade, then you would take the multiple subject CSET, which covers that, like the skills needed to teach that grade level. If you want to go and get a single subject credential, meaning you want to teach at either a middle school or a high school, then you would take the CSET specific to what you want to teach. So let's say I want to be a high school history teacher, then I would take the history CSET. If I want to be a math or if I want to be a science CSET, then teacher, then I would take the science CSET. And each CSET has different sub tests. So for example, the science one now has 2 subtests. And unlike the CBEST, where I tell you to take all those subjects together, for CSET, I always recommend students to take each subtest separately. So for the science exam, for example, take subtest 1 and then give yourself at least 3 weeks to study for it, and then take your second subtest for CSET, for your science CSET. And credential programs will always want you to have at least started them. If you can finish your CSETs by the time you're applying for your credential programs, then that's even better, and it's going to make your program run way smoother.
Let me type the last part. All right, I will leave that up there for just a few seconds. All right, can I double count a minor and major course?
Yes. So when you are taking your classes, this is something that a lot of students will get confused for. For your major and your minor, you're allowed to double count 1 class. So for my psych students, that's they usually like to either double count the writing 101, because that's a writing requirement for their major, or the psych 130, 143, or one of the child development courses. But you can only double count 1, meaning if you decide to double count the writing one, then you'll have to take an additional psych 1 because it's a requirement for both.
So do you have to have one of the minors to take an NSED class?
No, you can take a NSED. So when you take your classes, you want to start off with NSED, the elementary lower division class, so the one that has the seminar and the fieldwork. Anyone can sign up for that class. I highly encourage you to sign up for that class if you're maybe thinking of adding the minor, but you're not quite sure if you want to go into counseling, like school counseling, then that's a good class to get some exposure to working with children. I recommend anyone to take that class. Anyone can sign up for it. Right now we have 2 sections that are full. We're hoping to open up another section within the coming weeks. But anyone can sign up for it. And once you take it and you're like, I really do want to do this, and you can just come into our office and we can schedule an appointment for you to at the complete minor, but you've already taken that class.
Okay, and just while she writes that, do you have to have one of the minors to apply for the CalTeach internships or externships?
No, so as of now, our internship and externships are open to all students. We definitely look for students who want to go into education or can tie what their career goals are to education. But they are open to everyone. They are open to all UC Merced students, I should say.
All right, once again, I will leave that up just for a few seconds. All right, if we don't have any more questions, let me bring it back to this slide. Please do not hesitate to email us if you have any questions. If you want to set up Zoom appointments, you can email the direct CalTeach email, or you can email Jessica personally if you want to set up an appointment with her to learn more about CalTeach, or to talk about your specific major and adding one of the minors or just an interest in the minors. We also have more Zoom office hours, so please check our Instagram and our Facebook and our website for upcoming workshops.